Hello, hello, Dr. Angelika Christie here, and welcome to my show, Your Radiant Life After 45. This is a show for women after 45 who want to be magnificent, who want to peel off everything up their own magnificence, because about how to live healthy, how to become abundant, how to connect with their inner spirit, and how to become their best lover, their best friend themselves, and then be the most amazing partner for others, celebrating relationships. But today I want to speak about something very different. Today, I want to speak to you about elegance and etiquette. So I am dressed up a little bit for this. So here it is. I mean, but the whole world knows by now about the passing of Queen Elizabeth II this week. And but I have been glued of reign as the monarch of Great Britain, the beloved queen of the British people, and also millions of others within the Commonwealth of Nations, of which I believe there are 50 different nations. They become a little bit less and less. I think Barbados was the latest country, an island, big island in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it, who became independent in a way, not only independent in their own government, I think they had that before, but independent of having the Queen as their head of state, and of course now Queen has died. It is her Charles, now is King Charles. So it's a whole new era that's beginning. Well, I actually live in one of those countries, the Bahamas, which was under 325 years of peaceful rule of Great Britain and became an independent country only in 1973. But we still belong to the British Commonwealth of Nations, and the Queen used to be our head of state. But now the Queen is dead. Long live the King. It will be interesting to see what our country, the Bahamas, the country of where I live. I'm not a Bahamian citizen, but I live in the over 40 years now, and I'm married to a Bahamian, very, very strong there. But here is today's theme, because when I think of the Queen of England, who I actually met personally on one of her trips to our island in the Bahamas, I think of her grace, I think of her elegance, her simple sophistication, and of course the etiquette that is so natural for her because she was born into it. And etiquette ruled all of her life, as it does, the entire royal family and every other royal family in the world, and so many others that are close there. But anyway, to this right now. But let me just share with that in this end that was dedicated to etiquette. I called it Success Through Proper Etiquette. And I believe that proper manners and etiquette, first of all, never go out of style, right? As a matter of fact, they would serve us very well today to confront so many cruel and crude manners which we are experiencing in the modern era and in the modern people that have never really grown up in those eras. Actually, when you go, when you think about I'm a baby boomer, but the generation before, I think besides your current president, President Biden, is part of that. And it is, they have been called silent ones because they were so considerate. They were not bombastic and outrageous and interrupting and talking over somebody. They were brought up with those manners that kind of left a lot of the cultures today. But anyway, as a rule really of my channel, and also as a rule for the Win-Win Women platform as a whole, we do not usually get into, not at all, into politics, nor religion. And I'm not doing this here. I want to speak about elegance and grace, discernment and nobility during, this episode here at my show, Your Radiant Life After 45. Today, I want to speak about elegance and a little bit about manners and etiquette. And maybe even it touches on nobility as well, because you are a woman, right? And I don't know if when you were a girl, but almost all little girls want to be princesses. Yes, and our parents apparently didn't mind, because you see countless little girls still today dressed up as princesses. And it sticks, because after you grow up from as a wish of the more maturing girl and woman to find her Prince Charming and live happily ever after. Yes, oh yes. I mean, you see it in so many movies. It is, where does this come from? The Prince Charming and wanting to be a princess and wanting to live happily ever after in a castle with Prince Charming. Anyway, this is not this, this may be a theme for another time. Today, I want to speak on elegance, because it is so often misunderstood. And it's not because now I dressed up a little bit more elegant than I usually do. That doesn't make elegant. Most women believe that they are not elegant. There's ideal celebrities, but here is what I know. Listen to this. This is what I know. You have elegance. Yes, you have elegance. Everybody has elegance. Every human being has elegance and even nobility. So why don't most people know it? Why don't people express it? Well, if you don't know it, of course you cannot express it. Is that true or not? Yes, it is true. And with all the freedom that has been given to us and our want to live, we mostly behave as if we really want to, because if you have nobility, then you choose your life. Don't you think so? But very often we believe that we do not have a lot of choice there, even though we do. And yes, and if you don't believe that that your life is your choice, it is. It is whether you believe it or not. And I can prove that it is. But I want to make this another talk at another time. I know that you have inherent elegance and nobility. How do I know that? Why do I know this? Okay. Because first of all, you are not just born ability to amplify this divinity, this divine part of you. You are a child of God. You are a child of the most high in the universe. What does that make you? Don't you think that makes you noble? No, you don't think so? I believe it does. Let me explain with an example. Now, everything comes from, all of creation comes from however you want to call it, the God most high in the universe, the creator of it all. And, you know, we have our minds where we can have those beliefs and those disbeliefs. Just visualize an animal. Isn't it amazing that animals move in a certain way that is, they have their own grace and elegance. And that grace and uniqueness is identified in the way they move, maybe in their gait. Just think about a giraffe, how a giraffe walks. Or think about a beautiful gait and the running of a horse, how a horse gallops across the plain, how it's moving. Or think about a lion, or think about a gazelle, how they move and how they run. Think about a panther and its powerful movements. And even birds soaring high in the sky. And I live at a place where I see birds and pelicans. Let me just show you quickly. Usually I don't do this, but I live right on the beach. And I see pelicans when they fly by, and their wingtips are not touching the water, but they are elegant in their movement. Yeah. And think about the hummingbird with its fast movement, but there is an elegance in there, right? Now, think about people. We have the capacity to move with rhythm and with grace. We have capacity to move with lightness, but do we do it? Reserve this kind of elegant moves for a special attention-getting occasion, maybe, or sometimes a contrived movement for a calculated purpose. Yes. And when you feel unobserved, uninspired, and maybe bored, how do you allow your body to express who you are then? So how come that most of the human race is unaware of their ability to move with grace and elegance? Because it's in them to behave and know their uniqueness and their nobility. How come? Why? Why do they not know this? Well, forgotten. You have forgotten who you are. Yes, you have forgotten now. Maybe you get a little wake-up call because sophistication and elegance are not inborn. Yet the seed lies dormant within you. But what do you do? What do you do with it? You must discover and tend to that seed, right? So that it can germinate. So if elegance and nobility are natural gifts from God, from the universe, however you want to call it, etiquette and manners are really not. Yet they can be learned, and they make you stand out so that you have more choices in life. More choices may give you what you want. Choice, the confidence that you never feel not. So the first step is knowing, right? Knowing about your inborn, the seed that elegance and nobility are within you. And then you decide that you can, if you want to learn, to take it a step further. When you want to learn more about etiquette and manners and how that supports your goal and your dream that you have for your life. Because when you know the rules of elegance, grace, sophistication, and etiquette, you can make it your own signature, so to speak, on it. Put your own flavor to it. Whether you are from, it doesn't really matter that the country from which you come has a king or a queen, or that you have contact with it, or that you're strongly interested in it. It is in you, and maybe you don't care, and that's fine too. But what makes you one of a kind and makes you stand above everybody else is really the discovery of your beauty, of your inner beauty, of your elegance, of your sophistication, of your uniqueness, one of a kind goddess energy. Yes, here I say energy. Now, when it comes to etiquette and manners, it's a little bit different, even though I believe that nobility has been presented or given by kings and queens and so on, because of a particular behavior, a particular service to people, and a particular ability to show that beauty, that sophistication, that elegance, and that grace. And I come from a very old aristocratic family, but even though I grew up with many etiquettes, because the family that I was born into, of this long-standing aristocratic family. Was within me almost over 40 years ago. And of course, I still know etiquette. And at times it is required that I have the highest level of etiquette and manners. But things may have changed a bit, just like changes take place in language, because etiquette and manners has a basic, but it's also a living thing. Changes happen in all areas of life, including etiquette and manners. Especially when you travel to foreign countries, you see it. It is important to know that their etiquette and manners and their customs may be different from what you have grew up with, experience in the country where you live. So there is an etiquette 0.1, and it creates the foundation to build more defined areas of etiquette, but gives you everything you need to stand out and make the impression that gives you access to a level of business and personal recognition that otherwise you would not get. etiquette and manners are not well practiced in our modern world. And that's why when you know it and when you practice it, you stand out and be seen as worldly, sophisticated, and you shine when you have that skill and know how to use it. And even though you think you know, you never truly learn anything if you it all. Let me say that again. Even if you got manners, but you never really learn anything new or at a deeper level if you believe that you know it all, because that kind of closes you off to learning anything new and anything else. And true masters have the ability to be beginners many times over. We always need to have a beginner's mind, right? I know this from my own experience. Even though I have grown up in many things that I have mastered, every time I teach it from a way of a beginner's point of view, and even all other things that I have already learned, and I want to deepen it. I go to open my mind to learn use. If you even want to learn more about how proper manners and etiquette up-level your personal and business life, because they up-level your social standing, you can contact me and I will let you know when I have another workshop on etiquette and manners and how to stand out and prosper, if that's what you want to learn. Can you envision how much more confident you could be when you know precisely the rules and manners that are required, and to be at the level of those who do know? Can you see how much more comfortable, maybe in your business setting, you will feel? Sometimes those things are essential in business. There may be an opportunity for who you really are. Maybe even just have more fun in your life. Charge a higher fee if you are a coach, and have more clients you would enjoy, the clients that you like to work with. Live at a much greater level of satisfaction. What about that? What about working less and have more revenue? Have more fun and be of greater service to those of your chosen area of work, or even in your charities. But most of all, here is what knowing and displaying your natural intelligence and nobility does. It makes you feel at ease in any, whether it's a private or at an official event, maybe at a high banquet, to feel totally at ease no matter what is served. Whether it's escargot, you know this thing, escargot, how they can just be catapulted out of the special instrument where you hold the escargot holder and travel across the table or the room. So that's not going to happen if you know how to use these utensils very well. What about oysters? What about caviar? Or any exotic or unusual course you are not used to eating. We are not used to eating every day. You know, we need a little instruction. But now you know what utensils to use after you have gone through a course of learning about it, and how to use them correctly. Yes, everything takes a little practice, of course. Yet when you learn those skills, only learn them from the best and start with learning the basics from which you can go forward if you choose so, or if your travel or your job requires it to not only learn, but display a higher degree of competence in any of these areas. Table manners, manners of communication, they're all different areas. How to introduce somebody, how to listen properly. The possibilities are endless when you fully be sophisticated, elegant, and just sure about yourself. There is nothing and nobody who is not attracted to you. When you exude this confidence, that's what magnetism is all about. And then opportunities will open up that you have not even dreamt about. You can be absolutely sure about that. That's how it works. Because frequencies, the frequency of the level of frequency you send out attract the matching frequency to it. So you attract a higher level of clients or friends. What for? Do you believe this is your time to step it so that you can create the life you dream of, you deserve? Maybe the business that gives you the freedom to live a life of purpose. Why not of luxury? And in the end, really of satisfaction. But because it will align and resonate with who you are becoming, because you deserve to enter a higher level, a higher degree of success in your personal and professional life. Yes or yes? Ultimately, it's just fun when you feel at ease, no matter your situation. So get in touch with me. And if I have enough requests, I may just put on etiquette and manners. Let me know if you are interested. Email me the replay wherever it shows up for you, on this platform or on my YouTube channel or anywhere else. Then you can message me from there, right? Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if it is YouTube, or message me on any other social media platform that you find me on. It would be my honor to help you bring out your natural elegance and nobility and point out your very own advantage points that make you uniquely you, so that no one and nothing can stand in your way, in the way of your dreams, in the way of your aspirations, in the way of become. Because we are always in a state. So this is for me to tell us next week, when I broadcast actually live from Germany, where I will be next week. Thank you so much for your precious time with me today here. Come and be with me next week when we continue with the theme of power through elegance, grace, and through sophistication. So this is it for me today. And take good care of yourself, and all of my love to you. Bye-bye for now.